Hello my lovelies and welcome back to Complicatedly Simple. Today I'm finally finalizing my samosas. I know today is the second day. I had guests over and I had a really cute nice doggy over and I was looking after it. So therefore I couldn't do it. Anyways, today I'm going to be finalizing it. It's going to be a long day. So let's get started. First of all, I'll be making a samosa patti dough. So for that I will need some plain flour, some ghee or oil, personal preference. So basically, if you when you're using oil, it's more crispy, but when you are using ghee, it's more crusty. So I might be using oil today, depends on my mood. So yeah, let's get to it. I'll quickly show you what I'm using. Okay, I'll be using lukewarm water to make this dough. Here I have 1 kilogram of plain flour. I have some cumin seed. Instead of using carom seed, because I've already put it in the mixture, I'm gonna be using cumin seed in my dough and some salt, and I'll only use the amount of oil as required. I'm gonna show you as we go. Add salt to taste. Little bit of maybe a teaspoon or a teaspoon and a half of cumin seed. Mix it. Now it's time to add our oil. I'm gonna add it bit by bit. It's more. Give it a good mix. Is a little bit more of oil. How you test it is take some flour, make a fist, and this is how it's supposed to be. I think I'm gonna add a tiny bit more oil because it's not as hard as I want it to be. So far I think I have used 130 milligrams of oil. Just making sure it's mixed thoroughly. Now slowly I'm gonna start adding some water. Okay, I will let it rest now for half an hour and come back and knead it again. To cover it up when giving it rest, I'm using damp piece of cloth so it doesn't dry up, and I'm gonna put this plate over it. I leave it to rest for half an hour, come back and knead it again. It has been half an hour. Let's see how it looks. I needed this dough a little bit more off camera, and I'm gonna leave it rest for half an hour more. By the way, at this stage it is ready to be rolled up, but I'm gonna rest it for half an hour more. That's how I do it. Okay, I will now be making small balls to roll out samosa pastry around this big. And weight wise, it is about 70 grams. So weight wise, this is 70 grams each. So I'll quickly make all of them and get back to you. In total, I ended up making 24 balls, and because I'm gonna roll it and split it in half, so I'll be making 48 samosas in total. So I'll quickly show you. I'll be using the scale to measure the size of my pastry and knife to cut it in the middle, and rolling pin to, of course, roll the pastry, and some dry plain flour. Use a tiny bit of plain flour, don't use a lot. You just want to make sure you're not making it in a perfect circle. And you don't want it to be too thin or too thick. It needs to be kind of an oval shape. And it doesn't have to be perfect. This is the first one. And this is how I'll be making the rest of them. And in total it will make 48 samosas. And I'm gonna put it on this tray. And this is the damp cloth because you don't want your sheet to dry up. And I'm gonna leave it on side. And this is how I'm gonna make the rest of them. I'll show you another one. So guys, I've made these, all of them. It took me like half an hour or 20 minutes, half an hour to do all that. I'm gonna go set up on the table so I could sort of assemble samosas in a comfortable way. So this is how I set up for making samosas. This is my pastry that I cut and shaped. And these are some grease paper cut in shape and size so the samosas don't stick to each other. Especially while freezing, there's always a risk. This is a bowl of water to stick the samosa pastry, and this is the samosa filling. I'll be using like a spoon and a half to fill my samosas. You go as you desire. Let's get started. I don't know any professional way of making these samosas. This is how I've learned to do it. And I hold the samosa pastry like this as a cone, and I take my filling and fill your samosa for your desire. Doing it by hand is easier actually. Okay, that's one samosa is done. You bring this big side towards the small side, that curved side, you don't push it backward, you push it towards your front so it gives you that samosa shape. Put it down and try and shape it a bit more. Take the shape, sit the samosa on it, put it right next to it. So this is how I'm going to be making all my samosas, and I'll show you the end result. So this is how I keep my samosas. I freeze my samosas in the freezer drawer like this. So I have put all my samosas in this freezer drawer. I'm gonna take it to my fridge and freeze these samosas. There you go, guys. I finally finished making all 48 samosas. It was a bit of effort, but it was all worth it. So if you're frying the samosas from frozen, please fry them on a low heat because you want them to cook and heat throughout. And please like, subscribe and share my video with your family and friends, and hit the bell icon. Until I see you in my next video, look after yourself. Bye bye.